Look at my hair, you guys. I've been doing it a little bit different and stretching it out, and I think it's really cute. Hopefully I can do this video. I have babies in there. One just be crying. So I got coffee. It's later in the day. I don't know why I'm having coffee right now, because out here in Arizona it's 5 o'clock. So I just decided to have some coffee. But while I'm having my coffee, I was sitting in our beautiful dining room and I was like, let me record this video, because the title of the video is why boundaries are important in a relationship, right? The title of this video is why boundaries are important in a relationship. And these are 5 tips, right? So the reason why I'm saying that these boundaries are very important in a relationship is because you don't want to be like me, okay? And I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna use myself as an example. You don't want to be like me. And when I say you don't want to be like me, you don't want to be like me getting in a relationship, having no boundaries, falling in love with the person, and just pretty much doing everything that person says, right? Pretty much just whatever you say, I'm down with it. You know, not having boundaries, not explaining or expressing true expectations, not putting your expectations out there, not putting how you're feeling, not expressing how you're feeling, not expressing what you expect out of the relationship or from the person, and not really setting boundaries up front. I don't want to say too much because I'm gonna get all into it, but you don't want to be like me, and then you get yourself in a situationship, okay? Not even in a relationship, or in a relationship to where like this person just is comfortable just doing you however, right? Because there was no boundaries set in place. And when no boundaries are set in place, that person doesn't know how to treat you. That person's going to treat you however, right? And then you sit back and you get mad because you're like, why are you doing me like this? Like I do everything. That's the problem. You don't need to do everything. You don't need to do everything. You need to set boundaries, clear boundaries. You need to express to that person and teach. Let me not say none. These are tips. Okay. Let me slow down. So what I'm saying is that you don't have boundaries in place, right? I've been in situations where I don't put boundaries in place. And then I'm a very forgiving person. So I've been put in situations where, you know, the person does things and I'm just like, okay, like I forgive you. It's okay. Looking later down the line, this person has done the very thing that I'm against 10 times, right? Because I'm forgiving and there's no boundaries. Don't be like me, okay? I learned from my mistakes, and it's never too late to put boundaries in place. It's never too late to change a relationship around. It's never too late to get that person to respect you. I know that sounds kind of weird that I'm saying it. It's never too late to shift the direction of the relationship. It's never too late for that, okay? And I'm saying that it's never too late because I've been there, I've done it. And I'm doing it, okay? If I'm being transparent and honest with you guys, sorry, I'm a little ashy. And I'm doing it so it's possible. So right now, I'm just gonna give you guys 5 tips that are gonna help you set boundaries in your relationship, right? And 5 tips that are gonna give you clarity on why it's important to have boundaries in place in your relationship, okay? Sounds a little funny, but like I said, like just stick with me. Let's get it. So the first tip is why boundaries are important. And the first tip that is gonna help you start setting boundaries in your current relationship or even your next relationship that you decide to be in, right? And that is number 1, set clear boundaries from the very beginning, okay? So when you start talking to this person, even if y'all just kicking it, y'all getting to know each other, or even when you guys just first start dating, it's really important to start putting your boundaries and what you expect out there. Okay, I'm gonna tell you that. It's very, very important, right? So if you know for a fact that and just bear with me, like if you know for a fact, like the first 3 dates, you're not gonna go to that person's house, right? That's what you need to tell that person. Hey, the first 3 dates, I don't do that. I don't meet at people's houses. We can go to a coffee shop. We can go to a museum. You can go to a restaurant. We can even go to the movies. But I don't go to people's houses the first 3 days. It's not gonna be no Netflix and chill or none of that stuff. Like I want to be out in the public. You know, us be out and about. That's one boundary. Okay. The next boundary is This is a big one I'm married to, but back in the day, time. Okay? I know that there are a lot of women or a lot of men that run into the fact where they start hanging out, they only hang out after 10 o'clock. No, you could put that expectation out there. Look, I don't hang out past 7. That's kind of early, but hey, like I do all things before 7. After 7, that's my me time. That's when I'm home. That's when I'm chilling. If you want to do something, we can do something in the morning, in the daytime, brunch, whatever, but I don't do that. So setting clear expectations, even if it's in a relationship, you are a person that only likes to be in a relationship with one person. Let that person know. Okay? So you don't want to get in a situation where you're in a relationship with somebody and then later down the line, they're like, well, I'm sorry, I didn't know that you only expected us to be in a relationship. We never had the discussion. You don't want to be in that discussion. That's why it's very important to ask questions. I notice that a lot of people don't ask questions. And when you don't ask questions, guess what? It goes on unknown, untalked about, because you have to ask questions. You have to communicate. You got to get to know the person. You got to know their expectations. They got to know yours. But number one, didn't mean to get long-winded. Set clear boundaries from the beginning. I know a lot of people are like, I don't want to say too much because I don't want to scare that person away. If you scare that person away, then oh well, they're not the person that God has for you, because you got to be vocal. And a lot of people, they want somebody, so they don't want to say too much because they don't want to run that person off. No, have those strong conversations. Set those expectations out there and set clear boundaries from the beginning. And when you do that, that only causes the person to respect you. It don't cause them to run. It causes them to respect you as a person, because you respect yourself and you have boundaries and you're not just going to go along with just anything. Okay? Number 2, I said, teach that person how to treat you. So if a person, let's say if a person, for example, let's say if the person curses when they talk, right? If they curse when they talk, you can easily tell them, hey, look, like when you're talking to me, like if you can refrain from the cursing, or if we're having like a conversation, if we're having a conversation or we're conversing and we're trying to talk something out, if you can refrain from the cursing, I appreciate that, right? That's teaching the person how to treat you, right? If you feel like, the person is a little bit too flirty with other people, right? Or if you feel like the person is checking other people out in front of you, right? I'm just throwing things out there. And you notice it and you feel like it's a little bit disrespectful. Tell them, hey, when we're out in public, if you're going to check somebody out, please don't make it obvious. Please don't disrespect me. Because when you're checking somebody out and you're breaking your neck and stuff, you're making me look like a fool and foolish. So please don't do that. So just teaching the person how to treat you, okay? Teaching them and letting them know what you allow and what you don't allow. You got to do that. That's boundaries. You have to express yourself and you have to teach the person how to treat you, okay? It could be not even in relationships, even in, like, for example, even work, right? Like with my boss, we're kind of clashing heads, but the way she was talking to me, I don't know if she talked to anybody else like that, but I told her, hey, look, respectfully, I don't talk to you like that, and I'm not going to allow you to treat me like that. The same respect I'm giving you, the same respect and the way I'm talking to you and the way I'm respecting you, that's the only thing that I need to get back in return, nothing less. Nothing less. Number 3, I said, don't keep forgiving without consequences. And what I mean is by, let's say you're with somebody and the person keeps infidelity keeps coming up, right? But when this person does something, you keep saying, okay, I forgive you. It's going to be a never ending cycle. Okay. So if that person is, dating other people or cheating, then what you do, right? What you're going to do is all right, like, I'm not going to accept that. I need a break up with the person. Don't talk to them. You know what I'm saying? Y'all live separately for a little bit. Whatever you need to do, even if you don't plan on leaving the person, that's cool. I'm not telling you to leave the person, but I'm just telling you, like, you just got to get your message across, okay? And if somebody keeps doing something, it could be anything else. Like, if it's like you got people that are entertaining other people or anything, it has to be consequences. It has to be something. If you tell a person like, hey, like, I don't like when you talk to me like that, right? But then every time you guys have a disagreement, the person's talking to you crazy and you keep allowing it. No. When they do that, don't talk to them for a couple days. And then don't even give no explanation, nothing. Don't even stop answering the phone. It can even be 2 days, a day. You just want to get your point across. So if they be like, hey, like, you're not contacting me yet because the reason why I'm not contacting you is because you were talking to me disrespectful and I already told you that, so I needed a break. Things in place like that, it's going to make the person think twice, right? If you're not addressing it and you're not saying nothing, you're just going along with it, it's going to keep happening. Then you're going to be exhausted because you're going to be like, why is this a revolving door? Why does this person keep treating me like that? Because consequences has to be in place, even if it's something little. Even if it's the silent treatment for 10 minutes. Yes. Even if it's the silent treatment for 10 minutes. Consequences has to be in place. You just can't keep forgiving. Allowing the person to come back. That's no boundaries. No boundaries. Set consequences in place. Even if it's something simple, but just let them know you ain't playing. Okay? When you allow somebody to treat you disrespectful, when you allow somebody to cross your boundaries, that's you crossing yourself. That's you disrespecting yourself. That's you not respecting yourself. So it's not a reflection of them. It's a reflection of you. If you're allowing this person to treat you like that, it's a reflection of you. You're lacking something. You're not speaking up. You're not advocating for yourself. You're not setting boundaries. Okay? The next one. This is a big one. And I'm going to keep it PG. I am in another part of my house, but there's ears everywhere, so I'm going to keep it PG on this one. Okay, but listen. For this one, I said, don't do things that will cause that person to have no respect for you. Okay? Let me think of an example because I have an example. For example, like, in some. Okay? What'd I say? I said some. Okay? So, when it comes to that, right? When it comes to that, or when it comes to bringing other people in a relationship, when it comes to, allowing the person to talk to people, allow other people to live with you guys, like, if y'all got that type of dynamic, there's gonna be problems. If you down with that, that person's not gonna respect you. Bottom line. Or even if you're a part of the, in some, okay? Even if you're a part of that, that can open a door that you don't want to open, that you're not ready for, okay? So when you start engaging and doing certain things and allow it, like for example, like if like the person you with steals, for example, right? If the person you with steals and that person steals, but that person's stealing and they bringing you stuff back so you ain't saying nothing, they gonna look at you different. Because you're allowing them to do something that's harming themselves. I don't know if that's a good example, but it's an example, right? So like, even when it's like you can't allow things, like for example, like I know a lot of people that are in relationships with people, right? But they know the other person talks to the other people, right? But they don't want to lose the person, so they allow that person to be in another relationship to talk to somebody else, right? When you do that and you're okay with that, you don't respect yourself. That person gonna look at you like you don't have no respect for yourself. You got low self-esteem. You don't value yourself. So guess what? They're not gonna value you. So avoid situations like that and don't get in situations to where the person loses respect for you, because once they lose respect for you, their relationship is done and it's hard to get that back. That's why I say have a clean relationship, have morals, have boundaries, and keep those morals and boundaries, because that's gonna keep the respect there, right? Don't do things that's gonna cause that person to not have no respect for you, right? Even if it's engaging in a relationship with you, the person, and another person, don't do things like that, because it's just gonna cause that person to look at you differently, right? And I don't want that for you, and I know you don't want that for yourself. Okay. And then number 5, what I have is I said, just because you have boundaries does not mean you love that person less. I know a lot of people, I heard one person tell me before that if you have boundaries, that means that you don't love the person a lot, because when you love somebody, you'll do anything. I don't believe in that. Okay? I don't believe in that. When you have boundaries, you're respecting yourself. Okay? You're respecting yourself. You're causing yourself not to have headaches. You're causing yourself not to have anxiety. You're causing yourself not to have depression. You're setting yourself up so that way you are in a good headspace. You are mentally good and you don't end up in no mess up situations. Okay? So just because you have boundaries, you can love somebody with everything in you, but still respect yourself at the end of the day. Right? And those the women and the men that end up getting married, and the people that are keepers, if you look at them, they have morals. If you look at them, they have boundaries, right? They just don't let their partner do whatever and say whatever, right? They set boundaries. And when you set boundaries, that causes that person to love you and respect you even more, because they're like, wow, like this person don't play that. They're not immature about it. Like if I make this person upset, they're not going to cuss me out. They're not going to go off on me. They're not going to hit me. They're not going to disrespect me. They're going to be a responsible, functional person, emotionally intelligent person, and deal with me accordingly, right? That gets people's attention. That gets people's attention more than anything. I think it's dope when people have close relationships to where they're secure, to where they can go anywhere with each other. And I love when I see couples that can party and they're dancing with other people when they're conversating, but they know what it is between each other. Like they have that type of relationship. Like I think that's a really strong, important bond to have, you know. But I'm just saying, like, you just gotta move accordingly. I feel like people have to have boundaries, and I know what it felt like for me to be in relationships and me not to have boundaries. I won't say that I didn't have any boundaries. I had boundaries, but I feel like I gave too many chances. You know what I mean? Like I eventually walked away. I eventually, stopped dealing with that person. I eventually stopped all that, but I really wish that I would have had more of a voice. I really wish that I didn't have that mentality like, I love you, what's up, I got you, which is cool. But no, you can't just be letting people play with your heart like that. You can't. And even if you struggle with low self-esteem, don't just be settling for something for nobody, okay? Just don't think, oh, I can't get nobody that's going to respect me. I'm not going to find anybody that loves me, so I just want to put up with whatever because I just want somebody. Don't do that. And when you put yourself first and you have boundaries, that's when you find the right one. And that's when you weed out all the people that are not for you, the people that don't mean you well. You weed out all the people that play games, okay? So I really hope that these 5 tips help you guys. I feel like this video gonna help somebody. And I can't believe I recorded this video, because this was not the video that I was gonna record. I was gonna record something else, but I ended up recording this video. So I love y'all. Use the tips. 1, 2, all 5, whatever it is. Learn from my mistakes. I'm here to put y'all on game so that way you don't have to go through the things that I went through.